Hey, what's up, good peoples? Hey, as y'all come into the room, do me a favor and let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know where y'all are tuning in from. This is not going to be a long, drawn out live. I got a few things that I want to share, and so I really appreciate you all taking the time to tune in, to hang a little bit with me, and to get this information that I'm about to be dropping on y'all. And a lot of it, as I mentioned in the emails, whether or not you're tuning in from email, a lot of it is coming from the fact that I've been making some moves, been doing some things, and what I've noticed is that a lot of women are making shifts and making moves too. And so, the title of this right here, this live stream, is three things that I've learned from working as a black man with all black women. Yes, working with all black women. So as y'all come into the room, please let me know where y'all are tuning in from, so I can give you a shout out over here on Facebook. I see I got YouTube right here in front of me. Let me know where you're tuning in from, so I can give you a shout out. Drop a comment, and also let me know how y'all are feeling this evening. Okay, I see Georgia is in the house. Let me know how y'all are feeling. Let me know. North Carolina in the house. You got the UK. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. So I'm lifting this up. Hey, what's up, Boston? Atlanta in the house. Y'all just struggling down there in Atlanta. I know over here in California, we got put back in reversed in terms of, this whole opening up piece. And I know Keisha Lance Bottom, she holding it down in Atlanta. And y'all were put back, or set back in terms of y'all reopening as well, too. But in any event, I ain't here to talk about quarantine talk. I'm here to talk about what I learned as a black man working with all black women. Let me know whether or not, if you're a man that's on this right here, if you've had that experience yourself in terms of just working with all black women. Because you might even be able to echo some of the sentiments that I'm about to lift up. Let me know whether or not you're a man that's working with all black women if you're on this live stream right now. Now, I know some of the sisters who are watching might even be some of the sisters who were just in my most recent class. And so the class that I'm speaking about, I did drop the link on Facebook in our Blam group on YouTube. But I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it after I finish this video. So last night, y'all, I finished, or I concluded, a series of classes with a group of dynamic women. A group of women who were awesome and were just holding it down in their own right. Were showing up to make sure that they got what needed to be gotten in order to improve the quality of their lives individually, but also their relationship collectively. And so, again, I engaged in a process of taking several women on a 5-week journey to help them to learn how to better understand and connect with their man. Yes. So it was me doing what I'm doing right now, sitting behind the screen, doing some slideshow presentations, having Q&A, having this group dynamic, engaging them, and pouring into them. They poured into me. They gave me some good information, and just the group dynamic in and of itself is always a lovely experience if you can create that safe space. And so the sisters, as well as myself, we were able to create that safe space to be able to share. And so last night we had our final class in my most recent cohort. I'm actually starting again with my upcoming cohort this upcoming Monday. If you're on Facebook, the link is at the bottom of this video. Like I said, on YouTube, I'm going to drop it after I get finished uploading this. And so during last night's class, we were doing wrap-ups and everybody giving people pats on the back and, shouts out and basically virtual hugs. And so that was a beautiful experience. Now, when the class was over, I had some additional work that I needed to do, but after I finished doing my additional work, what I did was I sat back and I reflected on what my experience was during the course of that 5-week period. Now, what I'm about to share with y'all, it doesn't constitute the entirety of what I learned and what I gained from engaging this group of women in that class, but it does reveal and reflect some things that I did gain. Now, a lot of this, what I'm about to share, is really just refreshers, but nevertheless, just hearing it from women and hearing it differently is something that I appreciate, especially being as I'm a man with a relation. I'm in a relationship with a woman that I've been married to for 18 years, together for 25, and I got 2 daughters. So again, I'm engaging these women and I'm getting insight and information about, what makes women tick. And so one of the things that I like to lift up is that, hey, dudes, and if y'all are on here, please share this video. Please share the video if you feel like somebody else might benefit from it. Because if you're in a relationship with a man, he might want to hear like, yo, maybe there's some things I can do differently to better appreciate and show love for my woman. And so one of the things that always one of the things that always pops up is that when it comes to being in a relationship or doing this work, the women and the sisters, they often say, you know, you got something for the men. You got something for the men. And so, you know, I spoke on it last night in terms of a program and possibly carrying men through a process as well, just like I did with the women. And so they were appreciative of that. Now, the first thing that I want to lift up that I learned by engaging these women in this group, and again, this is more so of a refresher, but one of the things that I got from it was the fact that women are resilient. Women are resilient. And so what do I mean when I say, and why am I saying that women are resilient? So I'm not going to share any stories because what was shared in the group, it stays in the group. If you want to be a part of the group, you need to sign up for this upcoming cohort that starts on Monday. But what was shared in the group is going to stay in the group. But the reason why I say that women are resilient is because women go through a lot of shit in their relationships. They go through a lot of stuff. They put up with a lot of stuff that's unnecessary that we as men carry them through. And so, you know, what I recognized in going through the group, you know, with these sisters is that you got to go to, if you want to sign, I'm doing a free training on Thursday. So I'm speaking to the people over here on YouTube. I'm going to drop the link after I finish this live. But what I noticed in working with the sisters is that everybody had their own unique set of struggles. Everybody had their own unique set of pain and challenges that they were working to overcome. A part of them even coming to the group was based off of the fact that they wanted to learn how to connect in with their man better. So that right there already indicates that in some situations, there may be a soft spot or a sore spot that needs to be tended to. And so these women, they raise their hand, and I give them kudos because a part of resiliency is recognizing that there's work that I got to do, and I'm willing to do it. Are you in that space right now in your relationship where you recognize that there's work that you got to do, but you're unwilling to do it? I lifted up last night, and I lifted up on a regular basis, especially with dudes, is that too many people got tap-out tendencies. And so resiliency is all about resisting the tap-out tendencies. And so if you find yourself in a space in your relationship where you're inclined to engage, to grapple with, to actually give hugs and embrace the tap-out tendencies, then that's problem number one. You got to push that stuff away. And you got to persist. You got to pursue. And so one thing that I saw in these sisters that were engaged in the class, and I'm going to give y'all kudos, is that there's resiliency, y'all. Black women are resilient. Period. Period. And so the women, they came in the class and, you know, in many instances during the course of us engaging each other over the course of this 5-week period, there may have been some things that I said that they wasn't resonating with. There may have been some things that I said that they didn't like and they couldn't jive with. I get that. But their resiliency carried them to a space where they were open and willing to receive. And not only willing to receive, but also willing to implement, willing to put in the work. Resiliency is about pressing through even though it's difficult. And so many of the sisters in my class, they did that, y'all. They did that. And so I'm lifting this up because I think that it's an important message or point when it comes to just being in a relationship. And it's not just for women. It's for men as well. Dude, you need to check your tap-out tendencies. You need to reckon with the reality that in order to be in a healthy relationship, it's going to require you to do work. As I said in a recent video, it's always your move, Slim. Push your piece. Sisters, I'm going to say the same thing to you. It's always your move too. Push your piece. If everybody's sitting and waiting is not activating or moving on their resiliency and trying to accomplish what's best for their relationship, then what's going to happen? It's going to stay the same or it's going to get worse. In order for your relationship to grow, there's a requirement that you put one foot in front of the other and do your work. If you're unwilling to do that, then why in the hell are you in a relationship in the first place? You're just passing time. And these sisters that showed up to the class, they wasn't about just passing time. They was trying to put in the work. And so I applaud y'all ladies. If there's anybody on here, I can't see any comments, but if there's anybody on here, I know some people are dropping comments, but I can't see them for some reason on the screen. If there's anybody on here who was in the class, yo, I applaud you. I applaud you and I commend you because you put in the work. Number one, black women are resilient. period. The second lesson that I learned, y'all, from engaging the sisters in this 5 week program with me is that black women, y'all be giving brothers grace. Sometimes it benefits you, and at other times it's to your detriment. This is a key point right here. So one of the things that I liked about listening to the sisters was not that by any means do I encourage or was I even helping to facilitate a process of them contorting themselves to accommodate their men. I'm not about that. Queen, you got your rightful place on the throne. You ain't his servant. You ain't his slave. You the queen. And so what I was attempting to do was actually assist in the process of edifying you so that you step in that space and you own it boldly. And owning it boldly, what you do is you recognize that there are things that I could possibly do different. A part of ownership is saying that, yo, I know I ain't got my shit all together. And because I recognize that I ain't got my shit all together, I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to do what's necessary to make adjustments so that we as a collective can grow and can become even better than what we currently are. This ain't about me. And so when I say that women, one of the lessons that I learned was that y'all be giving grace. What I'm saying when I say that is that you recognize that even in that space or that spirit of resiliency, that sometimes your men be coming up short. Fellas, yes, we do. A lot of times we be coming up short. But what women have so masterfully done is realize that where you are today doesn't define where you will be tomorrow. That your current situation and circumstance is only temporary, and that you got the capacity to become so much more. So what women look to, and I know some people might see this as problematic, but a lot of times women are looking to the potential in their brothers, in their men. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing because, again, if you were only defined by your transgressions, by your mess ups, by your entanglements, then you would never be in a relationship. You would never pass go and collect your $200. You would always be in jail. But women have the ability and have demonstrated the capacity to give grace. And so giving grace is saying that I recognize that you're in a process right now where you may be wrestling with your pain. I recognize that you're going through some challenges right now where you may need some assistance and some support to help you to overcome. And so without the grace, without the praying hands, without the meditations, without the libations, without the intentionality of women making sure that they are thinking about, walking with, working with, encouraging, and nourishing their men, where would we be? And so I say thank you. I say thank you for the grace that you give. Because trust and believe we need it. There's a lot of dudes that are out here right now that, you know, they want to be in a good space with their wife, but they don't know how to get back. They want to be in a better position. They want to stop acting up, but they got these inclinations, these tap-out tendencies, these maladaptive behaviors that lead them to a space where they keep on effing up. They don't want that, and it's because you are a woman of faith, and it's because that you have the capacity within you to give grace, that in some situations and instances, it gives them a sense of hope. Now, I said a moment ago that it's a double-edged sword, y'all. It really is. Because while you give grace, what I recognized and learned too is that a lot of women sometimes struggle with drawing boundaries. Struggle with saying no. Struggle with the idea of walking away. So the third thing, y'all, is one thing that I learned is that love don't last always. Love don't last always. I'm lifting this up because relationships are beautiful. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough to be in a relationship that brings me so much joy. Like I mentioned a moment ago, married for 18 years, together for 25. I got 5 children, y'all. And so I'm not. I mean, I would be remiss to say that if I didn't mention that it was challenging at different points in time in our relationship, that we struggled at different points in time in our relationship. But even with that being said, like I'm eternally thankful. My marriage is banging. My relationship is on point. And so with that being said, one thing that I saw was that love don't last always, y'all. And so essentially what I mean is that if you're going through challenges in your relationship, you have a choice to make. You got a decision as to whether or not you're going to resist the urge to engage and to, embrace these tap out tendencies, or you got the decision and the choice to make that I'm done. Love don't last always. And so in some situations, based off of the circumstances that you might find yourself in, it's time to tap out. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. It's time. And so the sisters in this group, they spoke so passionately about being clear about your conviction, about your covenant, but also about God giving you the wisdom to use discernment. I'm not endorsing sisters putting up with the bullshit forever. I don't do that. I'm not endorsing codependent behavior. I don't do that. But like I asked the women last night in the class, you know whether or not you're giving your all. You know whether or not you've given enough. You know whether or not you're really trying. If you don't know, and if you know that you're not really trying, try a little bit harder. Do a little bit more. What else can you do? For the sisters that might be on this live stream right now, again, my next class starts on Monday. You can go to loveonhim.com to sign up. Loveonhim.com to sign up. If you want more information, I'm doing a free training on Thursday. But the class starts on Monday. And so sisters in the group, they were saying that, yo, I got this covenant, and so, we got to honor God. And this is the space that black women, come from a lot of times. I can't, turn my back on my vows. I got to make sure that I'm recognizing and representing and respecting this agreement that I made before God and before the community. And so you'll get a lot of affirmations, you'll get a lot of head nods, you'll get a lot of amens and stuff like that. But in some situations, y'all, like I said, you need to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Love don't last always. If you're in an abusive relationship, you need to make some difficult decisions. You really do. And when I say in an abusive relationship, what I'm speaking about is you've been in a space where you're mentally, emotionally, or physically abused in your relationship. I ain't just talking about being beat on. You can experience emotional abuse as well. You can experience mental abuse as well. And so you got some difficult conversations that you need to have with yourself. And if you got somebody who says that they want to be in this relationship and says that they're going to be doing something in terms of changing their behavior, but they consistently choose otherwise, then you need to look at whether or not, again, this is the space for me. I'm not encouraging you to step out. I'm encouraging you to look within and to do your work to make the decision for you as to whether or not this relationship is the best thing for you. And so again, the sisters in this group, they were able to say, we're going to wrap our arms around you, brother man. They're going to give you the grace, brother man. We're going to be resilient, brother man. We're going to push through and we're going to fight, brother man. But I'm also going to draw a motherfucking boundary, brother man. Because I need to protect me mentally, emotionally, and just spiritually. I need to protect me. And that's the way it should be. So I'm highly encouraging the people who are watching this right here, y'all, to really pay attention and to, if it's fellas, honor your queen. Your woman will rock with you. She will ride with you. She will roll with you. But don't take her love for granted. Don't do that, fellas. Because if you do that, she will walk away from you. And I would actually encourage her to do so. So those are some of the lessons, y'all, that I got from working with these women over the course of 5 weeks. It was an amazing experience. Again, you can go to loveonhim.com. My next cohort starts on Monday, July the 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We got, weekly classes and then a bi-weekly Q&A and some other stuff, a bunch of bonuses and stuff like that. So you can go there to get more information. I'm doing a free training on Thursday. where I will be speaking about 5 keys to connecting with your man, and I'll talk about the upcoming class on that as well. And for that free training, you can go to bit.ly/love on him. All right, y'all. It's been real. I love working with the sisters, and I got something brewing for the fellas because we need help. We need work. We need work, and I'm gonna be rolling that out soon. But as always, y'all, in order to enhance yourself individually, in order to improve the quality of relationship, you got to be intentional. And when I say be intentional, I'm talking about you focusing on you. You getting still within yourself and recognizing that I got some baggage that I got to unpack. I got some work that I need to do. And not only do I recognize it, but I'm going to be resilient and I'm going to press forward and get that shit done. As always, y'all, stop playing. Start pushing. And let's take these relationships to the next level. All right, peace, y'all.